Walk into the Kailasa Temple courtyard, and you are immediately surrounded by sheer mass, towering pillars, sweeping stairways, intricate sculptures stretching up the rock face. But look closer at how these pieces fit together. They don't. Ancient workers created this entire complex by carving it out of a single, continuous piece of basalt bedrock. To achieve this, laborers removed an estimated hundreds of thousands of tons of rock. They did it without explosives, using only hand tools to hollow out the mountain. Traditional architecture is additive. You stack pieces until you have a building. This is subtractive. Every chamber and open courtyard you see exists because someone deliberately and irreversibly removed the stone that used to be there. There are no mortar lines here, no joints connecting the walls to the floors. Even the traditional quarry paths used to transport heavy stones are completely absent. This suggests a massive workforce was coordinated with surgical precision, executing a design that left no room for structural error. The sheer lack of construction markers means we have to analyze Kailasa through a different lens, one where architecture is an act of extraction rather than assembly. The peaks of the main temple towers sit deep within a massive trench, far below the level of the original cliff face. Workers began at the top of the mountain, carving downward layer by layer. Working in reverse, they had to predict the exact elevation of a floor still buried under 50 feet of solid stone. By carving from the top down, the builders flipped the traditional rules of engineering. Instead of using a foundation to guide the height had to dictate the foundation. The finished layout is perfectly symmetrical, resting deep within a trench that had to be excavated before the temple itself could even take shape. Every internal chamber, every connecting stairway, and load-bearing column had to be mathematically mapped in 3 dimensions before the first chisel strike. This required managing hundreds of carvers, working at different heights on the same rock, ensuring their individual sections aligned perfectly as they moved downward. The physical carving is a feat of endurance, but the intellectual achievement of visualizing this entire 3D blueprint beforehand is arguably more significant. This mental precision is visible in the courtyards, where massive freestanding pillars were carved directly out of the mountain floor. Because this is one continuous rock, there is a zero margin for error. You cannot replace a pillar that cracks, and you cannot patch a wall that is cut too deep. Every detail, like these elephants emerging seamlessly from the floor, had to be perfect the first time. A single heavy blow from a hammer could have shattered a structural support and rendered years of work useless. This medium demanded a level of sustained, flawless execution that modern construction, with its safety nets and replaceable parts, rarely has to face. Standing at the base of the temple, you can see the true scale of the excavated void. Historical estimates for the project vary wildly. Some suggest the work spanned generations, while others point to a pace of carving that seems impossible for the tools of the time. This mystery is deepened by the fact that the hundreds of thousands of tons of waste rock have never been found, leaving the logistics of the disposal as unexplained as the carving itself. Modern structural engineers who study the site today often find the prospect of replicating it daunting. Even with 3D modeling software and heavy machinery, carving a top-down monolith of this scale would be a high-risk, high-cost project that few modern firms would attempt. Our current technology relies on iterative design, fixing mistakes through prototypes. The ancient engineers at Ellora replaced that entire safety net with absolute mental mastery of the site's geometry. The Rashtrakuta builders didn't just lack our modern tools. They engineered their entire process to succeed without the need for the repairs and adjustments we take for granted. The enduring mystery of Kailasa lies in our own tendency to underestimate the capabilities of the ancient world. This temple stands as physical evidence that ancient civilizations possessed cognitive, mathematical, and project management skills that directly rival our own. If a structure carved perfectly from a mountain peak downward still baffles us today, it suggests there are many other ancient achievements we are still failing to fully see.